welcome back to Traffic Light Reviews. My name is Stephen Munoz.
My name is Michael Munoz, and today we are going to be reviewing an older film, not a terribly older film, but we're going to do a romance, a classic. And some might say it's also a Christmas film. We're going to be reviewing Love Actually. Now, I don't know if all of you have seen this movie, but I'm going to just jump right ahead and say you should check it out. You should check it out. I never wanted to see this movie, by the way. Little backstory, I had no interest in ever seeing this movie. I'm not a big fan of quirky romantic comedies. I love romance and I love comedies, but I'm not really a big fan of those movies. When I do watch them, I end up enjoying them. But I was in LaGuardia Community College at this time, and a friend of mine by the name of Mikey, shout out to Mikey if you still exist, he was the definition of a metrosexual chauvinist. He was a really, really big womanizer, and he was a very short guy. Great personality, but he was always talking about getting with women. He was being real like I'm getting off topic. I'm gonna go back to the beginning now. All right. Let's start all over. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? Oh, you want to? Damn it! I was like, fucking recover. Like in the back of my head, I'm like, you can recover.
No, I can't. I don't want to. I don't. Okay. You want to keep going? Yeah, we'll keep going. The point is, this guy used to talk about women like they were objects. And he told me, bro, you got to see Love Actually. This is not a guy movie. This is not a manly movie that most, dudes from the Jersey Shore would be like, yo, man, you got to check out Love Actually. So when he told me I need to see Love Actually, I said, this must be a really good movie. If this boy's saying it's good. So I watched it. Absolutely love the movie. Love Actually it takes place in London. And it tells a story of love from the perspective of many different relationships. There's a seasoned married couple with children. There is a newlywed couple. There is a single man who is now a political figure. There is a stepfather who is now the sole guardian for his stepson, and we see that relationship. There's a lot of different relationships within the movie that coexist in the same universe, and we get to see those relationships develop throughout the entire film. It's hilarious. It's very sweet. In some instances, it's extremely sad. I had a blast. I don't know how to talk about Love Actually because it's not just one movie. It's like it's all these subsets of different movies, these shorts. It's a whole movie that consists of shorts throughout, and they're all fun to watch. I love this movie. I love this movie, and it takes place during Christmas time. It takes place days before Christmas, so that's why I consider it a Christmas movie. Not exactly a family movie, maybe. It is rated R. There is suggestive language, and there is some nudity, but all of it makes sense, and it's hilarious. I thought it was great.
Well, in talking about movies telling a entire story as best as they can, when it comes to love, I do believe that there is no one definitive story. There isn't. People talk about Harold and Maude or this and that. Uh, what Love Actually was so great about doing was showing these completely different scenarios of what can happen in a romantic relationship and talking about them as effectively as possible. Like to me, the married couple, these specific people over here, each story, if you just made it its own movie, would still be good. Like if you were to go in there, edit out all the scenes and just put like that one storyline of these characters together and watched it in like a little 20-30 minute short, that it would be amazing by itself. And I think that's what one of the reasons why this movie is considered almost an instant classic, because at some point someone has gone through something in that movie, if not entirely so, or maybe between two different situations. Like maybe they had something over here and something over here that was their specific situation, and it gets heavy as much as it gets funny. When it's funny, it takes British humor and American humor, I think, into consideration, because a lot of time when you hear British humor, like, that's a certain type of thing. But to me, when in watching Love Actually, it didn't matter where you were from. The funny was funny, whether it was awkward, witty, or what have you. And when it got heavy, when it got serious, when people are talking about their marriage or people are talking about the relationship and how much, the problems that you go through it are so much apparent that it does kind of hit you in the gut, and it can happen in a matter of seconds. And I think that was so great, was the effectivity of that, and in showing you that you could watch one story, laugh, cut to the next scene, and then they hit you so hard and like, whoa, like this was the reason why I don't consider this an entire like romance style chick flick that guys, oh man, it's just gonna be
Right.
another one of those movies, is because it really takes on its own shape, and a lot of movies have tried to mirror that. That's why I truly respect Love Actually for what it was able to do. But the only thing is, me personally, I know that there were some stories I cared about more than others, um, due to my own personal experience, due to my own personal bias, because I can't relate to everything, and that's not necessarily a bad thing to say in a movie. A movie doesn't have to make you relate every single second to everything that happens, and especially when it's something like this, when it's a fragmented movie. And I say that in a good sense. Like a lot of times people will
Yeah.
hear that and think like, "Oh, what the hell? Why am I wasting my time if I'm not gonna like some of it?" Um, but in watching all of it, you realize why it's all necessary. You realize that they cover a span of romance from the beginning stages of relationship to its matured stages, and they give you this entire picture that you cannot help but deny and say that there is truth behind all of this humor, there is truth behind all of this drama as well, and it is something that will resonate with you. It's something that you will take away something from this movie, whether it be the from each individual story, or if one story impacts you so much. A lot of times people say, oh, well, yeah, I'll just fast forward to the parts I like. Well, I think with this movie, that wouldn't even be a bad thing, because I do think that's how powerful each story is individually. That even if you only wanted to watch one subset, that you would still rewatch it. You would still come back to it. It's still that good, and it is relevant in the world today.
Yeah. I mean, even in the beginning of the film, the narration speaks to the different relationships involving love. That they're not all romantic. Some of them are platonic, but love actually is all around. And that's one of the lines in the movie. Love actually is all around. And the movie did a great job at showing that. I I have nothing else to say. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. And for those of you that have seen it, you know you have conversations with your friends and family about your favorite story. Oh, I love the story with the father and the son. I love the story with the newlywed couple. Everybody has their favorite story within this movie. You're right. And now you just gave me an idea. I like the idea of maybe watching the movie again and like taking the story and like creating the shorts and watching those shorts individually to see if they just work on its own. Because I think that was something about the film that was genius, that it was all together. It was all brought together, these small subsets, and every character had some connection to another character within the movie. And it all comes together in the end. It is a beautiful story. Not every story has a happy ending, but some of those happy endings are just perfect, perfect, beautiful stories. I loved it. I had a great time watching it, and I watch it every Christmas. So this week we talked about Love Actually. It was a movie that we've been thinking about for a while. I watch it every Christmas with my wife. Hopefully one day I'll watch it, with my kids when they become of age. It's a wonderful story, but it's not just one story. It's it's a movie full of shorts, and each one of them are interesting. They're all beautiful, even when it doesn't work out. They're all hilarious in their own way. And shout out goes out to the late great Alan Rickman, who performs in one of those stories, and he's just as brilliant as everybody else in the movie. So yeah, I say I give it a green light. Check it out. If you haven't already, check it out. If you have already, see it again. You know you love it, and hope you enjoy it.
Love Actually is a movie that, the unfortunate part I'll have to say is that you'll probably forget some part of that movie, but you'll completely fall in love with another. And this is one of the very few movies I've ever watched where I thought that is not a bad thing. that I'm glad that there's a movie that can tell so many different stories and still keep you engaged and still keep you emotionally involved and invested throughout. It's one of those that even at the time I was a little skeptical because there's so many people in it, and all I thought was, what is this about? And people would describe it in the sense of, you'll know when you see. Like, I hate when people say very vague things about something, and the concept "you'll know when you see" kind of does hold true with this movie because you won't know which one you'll like more than the other, or if you like all individual stories the same, but you'll definitely know that this movie will stand the test of time and you will like this movie for years to come. This movie gets the green light from me. Trust me, you definitely won't be wasting your time if you watch Love Actually.
Well, guys, thank you for watching another episode of Traffic Light Reviews. We hope you enjoyed what you saw. Hopefully, you agreed with us. And if you didn't, please let us know why in the comments below.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. The links will be listed below. And also let us know what your favorite scene was from Love Actually.